Yoshi and Donkey Kong, two of the 6 Mario characters that got their own spin-off series. These two series actually have more in common than meets the surface. Sure, they're both starring iconic Mario characters, but the two series are very similar in a lot of ways, from the gameplay to the bosses to sometimes even the music. So today, we're going to be putting these two series up in a series war to see which overall is the better series. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go! Round 1, characters. So first we'll talk about the Yoshi characters, and The thing about Yoshi characters is that most of them are ripped right from the Mario franchise, which does make sense in the context of, the whole Yoshi's Island thing being a prequel, but in my opinion, this doesn't excuse the lack of original characters. Like, Kamek, who is the main bad guy of the entire series, is already from Mario and is ripped right from the Mario series. And the same goes with most of the enemies like Piranha Plant, Shy Guys, Goombas, and more. Poochie is really the only character that is somewhat iconic from the Yoshi series that's original. I mean, okay, I guess you could argue that Baby Mario and the other babies are unique, but not really, because they're literally just the main Mario cast as babies. I mean, sure, they're babies now and they look different, but still, they still come from the Mario series. So, yeah, that doesn't really count. And even the new enemies aren't memorable at all. Like, these daisies, these little daisies on the ground, I don't even remember their names at all. Like, none of the enemies really stick out at all. And even if they do stick out, they pretty much just look like generic Mario enemies. They're nothing special. There's nothing that makes them unique compared to any normal Mario enemy. And it's not that the Yoshi characters are bad in this series or anything. It's just that the characters overall are bland, not fleshed out, and barely any of them are original. Yeah, there's some new original characters here and there, but it's either they look way too generic or they're not fleshed out enough. For the Donkey Kong characters, on the other hand, none of them are ripped from Mario except for Donkey Kong, but that's obvious. Donkey Kong Jr. was originally going to be in the original Donkey Kong Country and became a character since then, but Rare decided to make an entirely new companion, so they made Diddy Kong out of it, and ever since then, they've kept on creating new Kongs. Tiny Kong, Lanky Kong, Kong, King Kong, Funky Kong, Dixie Kong, Candy Kong, and Manky Kong. Yeah, that one enemy from Super Mario RPG that no one remembers. Yeah, that one. And yeah, they all have different personalities, unique designs, and are all original to the Donkey Kong franchise. Even the enemies are much more unique and fit the Donkey Kong universe well. King K. Rool is a really cool villain, and all the Kremlings are intimidating, but very well designed. So yeah, the DK characters overall are original, fleshed out, and expertly designed. These are all things that the Yoshi characters simply lack, and the Donkey Kong characters just have so much more pros than the Yoshi characters do. So I give the point for characters to the Donkey Kong series. This was an obvious pick, as the Donkey Kong characters are much more unique and original than the Yoshi characters ever are, and are much more iconic. Heck, some of them even became staples like Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and that one Kong that took over Mario Kart Wii. Round 2, story. So, one thing to mention before I talk about the Yoshi game stories is that some of them are prequels to Mario games, more specifically the Yoshi's Island sub-series, if you want to call it that, which gives an extra layer to these stories, so just keep that in mind. So, let's talk about the Yoshi Island stories first. So basically in all of them, a stork drops Baby Mario, and the Yoshis have to reunite him with Baby Luigi and return them to their parents. This story is simple but effective, and it fits right well in with the Mario universe and makes sense to the context of this being a prequel to Mario games. For the non-island games though, for most of them, the Yoshis hoard some magical thing, then Kamek steals the Infinity Stones that give the thing its power, and then the Yoshis have to go get them back. In my opinion, this doesn't work because it's a lazy story and it's way too basic. The reason it works for the Yoshi's Island series is because they are simple. These are simple stories, but they work well in the sense of prequel to Mario games. Since these are not prequels to anything, these stories just feel bland and lazy and don't fit well at all. So yeah, it doesn't have this is a prequel thing to back it up. These ones are just too simple and boring. Like I said, the Yoshi's Island ones work because of the whole prequel thing, but since these are not prequels to anything, they're just boring and lazy, and that's why they're bad. For the Donkey Kong ones, what were they thinking? What the heck were they thinking? Almost every Donkey Kong game has the same exact plot. Someone tries to steal the Donkey Kong's pretty cool banana, and then they go wait. Pun completely intended. But yeah, this story does get to the point fast, but it's so simple and bland. It suffers from the same problems that the normal Yoshi games do. Not the island ones, but the normal ones. The thing is though, all of the DK stories are like this and get really repetitive. The Yoshi stories are mostly bland and boring, but for the Yoshi's Island stuff that represent the whole prequel stuff, it works fine. The thing is, the Donkey Kong series takes place in an entirely different universe to the Mario series. So therefore, this does not work. It does not work like this. And the only story that isn't like the others is Tropical Freeze, but even then it's still bland. All the Kong families get blown away out of their home by a horn. A horn! Anyway, these walrus-looking things take over the land and you have to reclaim Donkey Kong's country. So that's why they named that series that. But overall, the story's way too simple and bland to be engaging and are overall bad. Like for Yoshi, this type of stuff works, well, at least for the Island series at least, but for here, it doesn't. Almost all the games have near the exact same story. And although the Yoshi stories do have some variety, like in Yoshi's Woolly World, all the Yoshis get murdered by the blood vengeance of Kamek, and others are pretty similar to one another, but still, there is some variety here. The Donkey Kong stories just simply don't have this. They're all near identical except for Tropical Freezes. Not only is the Donkey Kong story bland, but it's about bananas. Bananas! I mean, like, come on, Donkey Kong, I know you love your bananas, but if someone steals your bananas, why not just buy some at ShopRite or Walmart or something like that? Why go this all through effort just to put them back? I mean, just go to a store or something. I mean, I know you live in a jungle, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Funky Kong and his airship and Tropical Freeze could give you some bananas. So the point for the story goes to the Yoshi series. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, it's because of the Yoshi's Island stories. Yeah, they're pretty much as simple as the main stories, but the thing is, those work because they are prequels to Mario games. Donkey Kong's stories are not prequels to anything. They take place in an entirely different universe. So therefore, the basicness of those stories don't work like the Yoshi's Island stories do. So yeah, they pretty much have the same exact problems, but because of the whole prequel thing for the Yoshi's Island series, that's why I'm giving it the point here. Round 3. Music. So, Yoshi definitely does have some slapping music, but also some god-awful music. The good music definitely does outweigh the bad, but god, some of these songs are, they're unbearable. Yoshi's Island, Story, and Woolly World have amazing soundtracks and very little bad songs in all of them, but all the rest of the Yoshi games either are so generic and bland, or suck more than my videos do. Like I said, there are some good in the Yoshi soundtracks, but most of it is kind of generic, which definitely brings it down. For the DK soundtracks, I don't know who made these songs, but whoever did, they better be given a raise this instant, because oh my god, these soundtracks are so good! I seriously can't think of a truly god-awful song from any DK game, and none of them feel generic and are all bursting with energy and simply a joy to listen to. Soundtracks just slap. They're filled with energy and sound so much better than Yoshi's. Like, let me just show you some of the best DK music. Oh god, not that one! So yeah, DK wins the point for music by a long shot. Just listen to the full OST to any DK game, and you'll truly see how amazing the soundtracks truly are. Yeah, Yoshi's are mostly good too, but a lot of them are just stinkers or flat out bland. Well, DK doesn't really have this problem. Most of them don't feel generic at all and are all bursting with energy and feel unique from one another and are just simply a bop. And Yoshi just simply doesn't have this. Most of it is bland, generic, and just kind of stinky. Round 4. Gameplay. So, the gameplay of Yoshi is simple. You run and jump throughout levels and try to make it to the end to defeat the final boss. Standard stuff. But the thing about Yoshi games that isn't like DK or Mario platformers is that Yoshi games have their own unique mechanic. And that, of course, is the egg mechanic. In my opinion, this mechanic is pure genius and expertly implemented into the series. And it gives the series its own feel compared to DK or Mario. Plus, there's a Yoshi's Flutter Jump and extra moves that he can do that Mario and Donkey Kong can't in their games, which overall makes the platforming feel much more fun. And the strategy with the egg mechanic makes the whole gameplay system a blast. There's so many different uses for the egg mechanic throughout the series that it never gets stale. Like, after all this time, you'd think one mechanic where you throw an egg would get stale, but they keep on finding uses for it to constantly make it fun. However, there's one fatal problem. Yoshi games are easy. Very, 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 very easy. Which at times makes the gameplay feel so dull and boring. Although the egg mechanic makes it fun, the sheer easiness of the game makes it harder to appreciate this mechanic and the great gameplay because of this. Because of how easy it is, it could always make the gameplay fall flat and get dull after a while, which is the last thing you'd want in a video game. Yeah, the egg mechanic still can keep it entertaining for a while, but since of the pure easiness, it's very easy for it to just feel dull at times and boring, which isn't what you want in a video game. For the Donkey Kong games, they pretty much have the exact opposite problems of the Yoshi games. The Donkey Kong games don't really have their own mechanics. Instead, they're just like the run-of-the-mill platformers that you find at Walmart. But the thing is, they are much, much harder than any Yoshi game. Seriously, some of these games are no joke. They will kick your butt over and over and over again. Due to this difficulty, it overall keeps the games from getting stale and gives the player more of a push to keep playing. But this also leads to a new problem: frustration. The thing about the difficulty is that sometimes games can be so hard that you just get annoyed and rage quit, which is a big problem because you always want the player to enjoy playing the game. Like, think of something like Cuphead, for example. In that game, you fight a bunch of bosses. Yes, the game is incredibly hard, but the fact that you keep learning and learning and learning more of the boss's patterns as you go along keeps giving you an incentive to keep playing the game. For the Donkey Kong series, that really isn't what happens. Sure, you learn more and more throughout the level, but memorizing the levels isn't really important in a platformer. It's truly about skill, and if you don't have enough skill and you keep losing and losing and losing, you're just gonna keep getting frustrated and rage quit the game. And that's definitely not what you want, because unlike a game where it gets bland, you could turn it off for a while, then come back to an entirely new level and play a fun one. But the thing with rage quitting is that once you rage quit, it's hard to come back from rage quitting, because if you lose and you take a break for a while then come back, you're still gonna have to go back up to get the skill, and that's really not really satisfying, if you get what I mean. Like, you're gonna have to start back below the bottom and try to earn your way back up, which will basically lead to a same cycle again if you don't want to put all the time and dedication and effort into it. So overall, both of these series gameplays have the complete opposite problems. So who do I give the point to? Well, I'll have to give the point to Yoshi solely for the egg mechanic. The uses for it throughout the series are pure genius and give the series more of a unique identity than the Donkey Kong series. Although the easiness of the series is a huge problem, the sole mechanic makes it so that this issue is much less relevant. Round 5. Impact. So, for Yoshi, he honestly didn't really leave much of an impact for gaming. Sure, he introduced the idea of Mario characters getting their own spin-off series, but that's all the impact he had on gaming as a whole. For the Mario series though, Yoshi definitely did have a huge impact. Although he didn't introduce many new characters to the table, the fact that Yoshi's Island games serve as a backstory to Mario and Luigi definitely gives this series a heavy impact on the Mario franchise, and to flesh out Yoshi and the other characters some more. So, the Yoshi series had little impact on gaming, but overall, it did have a pretty big impact on the Mario series. For Donkey Kong, on the other hand, he had a huge impact on gaming. The original Donkey Kong arcade game was and still is an incredibly popular game. But that's not all. The original Donkey Kong Country game was revolutionary. as it was one of the first 3D models ever created for a video game. And although it wasn't, even though the original Donkey Kong Country wasn't 3D itself, it gave off the illusion as 3D back when 3D wasn't the norm for video games. So yeah, the Donkey Kong franchise had a near revolutionary impact on gaming. But what about for the Mario franchise? Well, yeah, not only did the Donkey Kong series introduce many new characters to the Mario series, but without Donkey Kong, Mario wouldn't have even existed. I'm pretty sure you all knew this, but the protagonist in Donkey Kong is named Jumpman. I'm specifically talking about the original Donkey Kong arcade game here. So yeah, not only did Donkey Kong have a revolutionary impact on gaming, but without the series, Mario would never have even existed. If Donkey Kong didn't exist, Mario wouldn't have. So Donkey Kong basically created Mario's entire identity. So yeah, Donkey Kong is incredibly important, not just to gaming, but to the Mario series as well, as it wouldn't exist without this swanky manky. So the point for impact goes to... Okay, why am I hyping this up? It's Donkey Kong. Yoshi may have had a big impact on the Mario series, but it can't compete with DK's revolutionary impact on gaming and for creating the Mario series as a whole. So guys, that concludes this war. The Donkey Kong franchise wins 3 points to 2. What did you guys think of this video? Do you agree with the winner? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Bye.